Hello all and welcome to the next video. I teased we were going to be talking about a villain again, and one that there seems to be a lot of lately because of just circumstance and release, and it is Thanos. Um, so yeah, a lot of Thanos figures. God, it just seems like, ever since the MCU really hit it off with the Avengers and stuff. I mean, and all the build up to him. You knew some new Thanos toys were going to come down the line. I just don't think anybody quite knew how many of them. Some good, some bad. I think on the good side, there's that early Build-A-Figure that came out. God, I don't know what the wave was. But then it got re-released, or I don't know if it was a complete re-release, but it was, I think that one kind of got reworked into that Walmart exclusive Thanos, which I have, and we're going to do a comparison. And then, of course, all the different movie ones. There's Infinity War Thanos, where he doesn't have the armor and the gauntlet, which looks weird. We have him with the armor. I think there's one with battle damage and one without. There's the one that's coming out, or the one that came out with the Children of Thanos pack, where he's burnt from using the gauntlet. Just so many different ones. And now, this one. So, I had the Walmart Thanos forever. Found this in a town near me at their Walmart. I never saw it at mine. Actually, I found it relatively late in its cycle. I think the figure had been out for a couple of years, and it was still there at that Walmart, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna pick this up. But it's kind of been what I was planning on using as a Thanos for a long time, and then this came out, and I was like, I gotta get that one. I'd much rather have the old school Infinity Gauntlet Thanos as opposed to the newer look. This Thanos reminds me a lot more of the current kind of, not current I should say, but when Jonathan Hickman did his Infinity story, and then some of the Thanos stories that Teenie Howard did. That's what that Thanos kind of reminds me of. This one looks a lot more like a classic Thanos. I think it's great, and I'm excited to get it. My one kind of issue with it, just off the bat, is kind of going to be something to do with the head sculpts. I'm sure we'll come back to it. Oh yeah, that we got this one, which I'm not entirely positive, but I want to say this head sculpt is from the same story that Obsidian Surfer is, where Silver Surfer has Mjolnir and he's fighting Thanos. I think that's what that's from. It's King of the Universe Thanos or something. Thanos 1, basically. We have that head sculpt. We have the one that's on there where he's kind of laughing. I think my one thing is I wish we just had a normal face Thanos, not laughing, or the old Thanos. I wish we just had a basic kind of neutral expression. Kind of like this in the Walmart exclusive. It's upside down, but just a blank kind of expression to go with it. But we'll look at it, we'll do a comparison, we'll kind of go from there. But this kind of continues that weird, not weird, actually I love it, that Marvel Legends and Hasbro are kind of releasing these bigger pseudo Build-A-Figure characters, re-releasing them. We got that repainted Venom, we got MODOK, which I did on the channel. We've got Thanos, who we've had multiple different Build-A-Figures of. Just a lot of stuff. What is it? The Venom Pool. Just a lot of re-releases and crazy stuff kind of going on. I think Venom Pool got a full release, didn't it? On its own? Or is it still just a Build-A-Figure? I don't know why I'm thinking that got a full release. I might be wrong on that. Apocalypse, that's one. We got the reworked Age of Apocalypse after he was already a Build-A-Figure. I'm hoping we get more of those. Just because finding some of these old Build-A-Figures is starting to get harder. Not all of them, but some of them. So I would like to see more reworks and re-releases. But glad to have this one. Oh. My cosmic kind of Marvel Legends universe section is lacking. I plan to build a lot of that up when I start like kind of getting Fantastic Four. I want to get that Walgreens Quasar. I kind of want to get the older Nova, which kind of looks more like Nova Prime. I plan on doing that. Super Scroll would be nice. I'd love a more Annihilation accurate Annihilus. I know we got that old one, but I would like a more actual Annihilus from the book Annihilation. Maybe a new Ronan the Accuser comic book style. There's a lot of cosmic characters I think would be really cool. I think like an old Walt Simonson Beta Ray Bill would be great. I know we got like the Jason Aaron, Assad Rabish. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Apologies if it's not. We got that Beta Ray Bill, but I think like an old school Beta Ray Bill would be awesome. But yeah, Thanos is going to be a part of that, just kind of expanding my cosmic kind of collection of Marvel Legends. Plus, it's adding another great villain. I was severely lacking in villains for a while there, but I think we got one of the biggest, baddest ones now, along with Apocalypse. Like, yeah, we're hitting it. So, yep, there's the box. As you can see, if you want to pause, read the back there. He's got Death with him, which is interesting. I think as much as I did like the Infinity Saga and like the MCU, the Infinity Gauntlet story is a lot different, for sure. Mainly in kind of the motives. Spoilers. If you don't want to hear spoilers, skip ahead in the video. If not, sorry. But basically, in the films, if you've seen them, his whole thing is, there's finite resources, and we need to get rid of half of the universe to keep those. Although you could just double the amount of resources. I don't know. It's just a weird thing there. That was kind of one of those weird things. In the comic, in the original story, he wants to wipe out half the universe because he wants to impress the actual personification of death. This girl. This woman. Because he's like in love with her. He's infatuated with her. He loves death, literally. So yeah, it's kind of a weird story, but like at the same time, it's a great story. I highly recommend it for anybody to read it. And then also going into that, like anything Jim Starlin has kind of done with Thanos has been pretty good. So yeah, but enough of that. Let's go and get in. I didn't even talk about it. We got the gems up top, or stones if you want to MCU style that. But yeah, cool. Let's get it. This was also in that Big Bad Toy Store order. I just kind of went through Big Bad Toy Store one day, and it wasn't like I was indiscriminately just buying stuff, but I was thinking like, okay, like more accurate, comic accurate Thanos would be cool. Let's get that Doctor Doom, start getting that prepared. Just small things here and there to kind of keep the collection, like start building it. That way, like get Doctor Doom now while he's available, instead of in a few months when those Fantastic Four retros come out, and then maybe that Doctor Doom's not available and it's going to be expensive to find. It's kind of my thinking behind it. Okay. It'd be interesting if they made Death to go with this. I think it'd be kind of cool, actually. There we go. Oh, I like this. I won't be keeping it, but I like it. The backing is like his throne. That's pretty cool. I really like that. Alright, here we go. Let's go ahead and start popping out these accessories. As I said before, we got like the old, like weird kind of king, ruler of the universe, Thanos head sculpt. I'm not going to be using this at all. It's got good detail, like all the wrinkling and the beard looks cool for what it is. Like it's got some good shading into it, like different colors, like white with gray. It's got like the little braids in it, the rubber bands. The crown is a little weird. It's kind of like a weird Sauron kind of crown going on here, but I'm never going to use this. No reason to. So, it is what it is. We have, now, it's kind of interesting. You'll notice the hands that he comes with are both like closed-fisted hands, but they're just like his regular gloves. But the two interchangeable hands are the gauntlet hands. So this one's like a grabbing hand again. I do that because I always think of like a villain, like you know, like sorry, but like I always think of that. But it's pretty cool. I like that it's got like the ridges, and then you can see them going into each gem, like so. Yeah. And then, of course, I think one of the best things that comes with this figure is that we get a snap hand. I think that's pretty cool. Awesome. I like that. Let's get this big guy out of here. Alright, right off the bat, I am liking this. He is big and bulky. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like the Juggernaut figures we have, where he's kind of got like stumpier legs, but he's like wide, which makes sense for Thanos if you've ever seen the way he's drawn most of the time. But here we go. All the articulations there. He's got bicep swivel. Interesting enough, is that supposed to be that way? I guess so. So he has like the bicep swivel, but it's on that kind of interesting joint where like the bicep can move on its own, not with the rest of the arm. So he's got the basically the arm swivel going too. So that's pretty cool. Got the gloves. The top piece is just outright in there. There's the head. Kind of has like a laughing kind of thing going on there. He's just got the blue eyes, which is great. I like it. It's just a classic Thanos. The mid piece, his little like kind of skirt thingy here, is a separate piece, but it's on there. We got the boots, legs with the thigh swivel. The bottom of this foot has like a lot of that marbling effect going. He's got good ab crunch. It's not hindered by this in any way. This is like one solid piece. Yeah, I like it. Let's check out the back. I mean, it's a pretty simple scheme. Like Thanos, you don't need a lot to get a good looking Thanos. He's just blue and gold, and you just kind of put it out there. I like it. Stands well. A lot of these bulkier figures, I think, actually just stand way better than a lot of the normal figures, and I think it's just because they're weighty and they have bigger feet, so you can just like plomp them down and they're good. Cool. Let's kind of interesting. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can switch out the hand real quick. See if we can get the, I want to put the snap hand on there. There we go. Yeah, it looks good. Like when I eventually pose this guy, that's what it's going to be right there. It's going to be him doing the snap. I think it's perfect. I like it. So what I wanted to do with the rest of this video, because the figure is pretty basic, like you know what you're getting with Thanos. It's just the classic kind of reworking for it. I want to do a comparison with this guy. Because I'm not gonna lie, there's probably a very good chance now that I have this Thanos that I'll probably be getting rid of this one. This was kind of my filler until a proper Thanos came out, and you'll see why. There's a lot of things about this one I kind of don't like. In hindsight, I just don't really like. I mainly bought it just because it was there, and at the time I didn't have a Thanos, so and I didn't want to get a movie one. I wanted a comic book one, and Hickman's Infinity was pretty good. So this design kind of comes from that, so it's not bad by any stretch. All right, got him out. This one's like a lot more loosey. So there we go. So there's our comparison. We'll take out his accessories too. So right off the bat, one thing that's interesting you'll notice about this Thanos, the Walmart Thanos, is that he doesn't have any. He normally without the gauntlet, he has no gloves. This Thanos has the gloves. So there you go. Even his interchangeable hand, so it's not the gauntlet. It's just a blue hand. It's just his like blue kind of hand there. And it comes with a regular like cuff, kind of like the one on his right hand there. There's the alternate head. See, this is the kind of head that I wish this one came with. Just like a blank expression. But I'm cool with it. So yeah, just kind of going into them. If you take like a bit of a side comparison, height-wise, they're about the same. I'm trying to get like a good look here. I think our rework Thanos is a little bit taller. I know the perception of my camera isn't doing it justice, but like when I'm getting down like kind of at table length there, this one does look a little, just slightly taller, ever so much. This one is definitely like wider and thicker. Like his arms, yeah, like his arms are bigger, his legs are like bigger, his feet are bigger. It's that more classic, just like really thick Thanos. Like I said, the legs on this guy remind me of the Juggernaut legs. I'm wondering if they're the same ones, if they got reworked into this. Maybe not, I don't know. But that's the kind of vibe I'm getting him. He's kind of built like the Juggernaut figures, which works, I think. This one a little bit more lean. This one's got more of that like techno-organic kind of look with like the metal pieces running through them, all the like the metal lining. Even on like his little like shoulder piece here, a lot of differences. One of the things about this figure in general I just didn't like was this right here. If you wanted to like pose this guy and move him around, a lot of times when you move the arms up, like you can't tell it on here, but like this would pop off like that. Like it comes off. It has peg holes in the shoulders that it will there we go. That it slides into. But when I first got this and I had him posed on a display, I would move his arms around every so often, and that thing would pop right off. This one, it's almost like it's just glued on and molded on. So much prefer that. That was one of my biggest complaints about this one. Was I hated this shoulder piece. That and like the really loose cufflinks. Same thing on his legs too with the like boots. Like I said, this one looks good. Just as a figure, I didn't like the like weird looseness of it and like the separated shoulder piece, and like he's just kind of flimsy, which helps with some posability sometimes. But as a figure, makes him feel a little bit more, I don't know, cheapish. Whereas this guy's pretty, yeah, he ain't doing nothing. Like he's good. So yeah. Anyways, very good chance the Walmart Thanos. I'm gonna put him up for sale or something. He does have a gauntlet. I'm almost now that I'm looking at it actually. Let's see what we got here. I mean, it's like it's the same thing, exact same thing. This one might be a little bit brighter on the gold, but it's pretty much the same molded piece. This comes out of the same mold. Yeah, I think this one is loads better. They're both a comic book look. Don't let it fool you. Like I said, this is a more recent one, kind of like the Teeny Howard books or Hickman's Infinity. This is the classic Infinity Gauntlet, which I would rather have, mainly because I want that like classic Quasar that's Walgreens exclusive. I want to get a Nova. I'm hoping we get a classic Adam Warlock at some point. That'd be fantastic to go with this. So yeah, since I'm doing more classic comic book looks for my collection as opposed to modern ones, I think when I saw that this Thanos was still available, I was like, yeah, like I got to get the classic Thanos. But yeah, there we go. Classic Thanos, more modern Thanos. Yeah, I think this one's a lot better. I prefer this one a lot. Some people might say he's a little bit too wide, like too beefy. I don't care. I just think like from an aesthetic point of view, as a classic Thanos fan, like I think it looks way better than that one. I guess if you wanted to, you could try to put the serious face on this one, but even then, I don't think it's gonna outright work. And my main reason for that is, if you notice, this head is bigger. This one's smaller. I think if you put this head on this figure, first off, the blues actually, I think, match up a little bit better than expected. The only difference is this Thanos has much more of a matte blue. Focus, please. There we go. This one has much more of like a matted blue with a little bit of like purple highlighting. This one's like that marbled kind of shiny blue. So it would be off. Yeah, see, like you can see it there. It would be off, but secondly, because it's smaller, I think it would just make it look like he's got kind of like the pinhead thing going. And what I mean by that in action figures, just when like the head on an action figure looks way too small for the rest of it. A good example of that was that first McFarlane Batman. That McFarlane Batman that came out with the Superman. And I think like the cartoon Jon Stewart came out in that set. I could be wrong. But it was that very first McFarlane DC set. That Batman had like the small head, and I don't know why. It just looked weird on him. Or the DC Build-A-Figure Bane. That has a tiny head. And I get sometimes Bane is drawn that way, but in action figure form, it looks really weird. So yeah, I think if you took this head, one, the blue is a different type of blue, and two, it would make it look like it has a pinhead. It just doesn't quite match up, sadly. But it's okay. Like I said, I still really like this. There we go. The more I look at it, the more like I'm noticing a lot of like the purple highlighting. I don't think my camera is picking that up very well. But like in person, there's like some purple highlighting going on around the blue. It looks really good. But yeah, there we go. Our two Thanoses. Um, yeah, I think this one over here, the new one, is loads better. Glad to have it. Really wanted it, so I'm happy. Uh, as much as I did like this one at first, I totally dig this one way more. There's a good chance. Actually, there's not a good chance. This one's going up for sale. If you are interested or whatever, DM me on Instagram. But yeah, I'm putting this guy up. He's complete. He has all his pieces. I just, even though I initially liked it, I fell out of love and I fell in love with this one. So there we go. Yeah, so that kind of continues our villain line for Marvel. Not the villain line that came out with Zimnu, but continuing villains, kind of the path of videos we've been looking at. We've been looking at a lot of villains. My next video is going to be a breakup video. Kind of just to... I've been doing a lot of Marvel Legends, so I want this next video to kind of be, like, break that apart. I'm going back to a series that I did, about a week and a half ago or so. And at the time, I stopped doing it because I caught up with everything. But the next release for that came in on Big Bad Toy Store, so we're going to be taking a look at that. It is a villain. I'll give you that hint. So we'll take a look at that. But beyond that, thanks for checking out this video. If you want a classic Thanos, pick this up. It's amazing. I like it. And I'll catch you guys in that next video.